Hey, it's Ramsay Dewey over here in Shanghai, China. Welcome to another edition of Q&A with the Coach. Today we have a question from our friend Peter. Peter says, is it reasonable to consider yourself quote-unquote tough and being a good fighter without being a professional fighter and having professional fights? This is sort of an inquisitive response to things you have said in other videos. Street fights aren't real fights, and I don't care about your street fights. I consider myself pretty tough. And then Peter goes on to give his badass, tough street fighter resume about how he's survived assaults and fought off multiple people at the same time and shot invisible Hadouken fireballs out of his butt, or I don't know. I get that a lot, people sending me their street fighting resumes. Not so much a question, so much as a search for validation about how tough they are. They want somebody to say, there, little Billy, you are tough. It's not just you that believes that, you really are. If you consider yourself tough, you're probably not as tough as you think. Here's one of the differences between a professional fighter and the average guy who thinks he's tough. A professional fighter understands his weakness. A professional fighter understands that on any given day, he could die. He understands on any given day, everything he has worked for could be shut down by somebody who made one less mistake than he did. And that's not toughness. That is facing the reality of what hand-to-hand combat is. It is a type of humility, a very important thing which is grossly lacking in those guys who send in their street fight resumes looking for validation from me about how tough they are. I don't care how tough you are. I don't care about your street fights. I don't want you to go out there looking for street fights. Street fights are the dumbest thing you can possibly do. Please understand the difference between a street fight and an aggravated assault. If somebody attacks you unprovoked with a weapon, that's an aggravated assault. That's not a street fight. Street fights are two idiots letting their emotions get the better of them, and then they decide to have a physical altercation. And that's about the dumbest thing ever. Why do professional fighters fight? Because it's their job. Why do you go to work? Because you need money to buy food, to have a place to live, to take care of your family. That's exactly why professional fighters go to work too. Does that make you tough? Man, you want to know about tough? I'll tell you about a tough man. My granddad, the man I was named after, James Ramsey McDonald Sewell. And he was a coal miner back in the olden days. And this man went down into the pits of Shotton Colliery, Easington Colliery, these collieries of northern England, went down into the pits every day, into the dark, and spent most of his life in the depths of the earth, in the soot, in the dust, in the dirt. And when he came back up to the surface, he was covered in black from head to toe. He died of emphysema because of that, got the black lung. Why did he do this? Why did he do this thing? He broke every bone in his body falling down these mine shafts. More than once. Why did he do that? To show how tough he was? No, to take care of his family. To take care of my grandmother, to take care of my mother, to take care of my aunts and my uncle. To do right by them. That's not a show of aggression. That's not a show of toughness. That's the right thing. That's taking care of your family. and as a result, consequently, the most badass thing a man can ever do. Thanks for watching. Now get out there and train.